Here's every webtoon that came out in August. Dallae is a Yuri series. As well in high school, a girl falls in love with a different girl. Later in college, they finally meet again. However, that girl she fell in love with can transform into a cat and has been chilling at her house every now and again. When the Archduke's leash is pulled, it's an isekai as a girl gets thrown into a book she hasn't read by the side character where the male lead is cursed to transform into a snow leopard, but being around her nullifies the curse. Level 999 Goblin is a VR capsule game as a poor dude gets backstabbed by his party. When running away, the Lord of Goblins forms a kinship with him, giving a max leveled goblin summon. Playing the perfect fox-eyed villain is an isekai, as a dude loves a game, but the DLC has the villain kill the hero. He cancels his pre-order, then gets sucked into the game as the villain by the devs to make a better story. Island of Star in Chain is a reverse isekai and an isekai, following the son of a powerful hunter who is super weak. His sister wakes up after being in a 12-year coma, turns out she was in the Fey realm, got wildly powerful, now follows both the brother and sister becoming hunters. How to Hide the Emperor's Child is actually not an isekai, as a girl is the empress but then gets divorced after one day. Her family cuts ties with her, but she's pregnant with the Emperor's child, hides it for years until the Emperor comes to find her. Addicted to You follows a world with superpowers, people with and without them, and the discrimination those without go through. Our female lead's family and boyfriend die in a fire. 10 years later, her boyfriend is back for some reason. Cyberpunk 2077 takes place in the Cyberpunk world, obviously, following the only survivor of a trauma response team getting back into the field with trauma of her own. Ghost Dating Simulator follows a VR horror streamer getting recommended a horror game by a fellow streamer. The game becomes reality, and he has 10 lives to romance ghosts. How to Send Your Husband to Hell is a royal romance, as a lady doesn't want to get married. Her childhood friend the prince confesses his love, even though he has a fiance. To avoid a scandal, the queen requests her to marry a enemy noble, becoming a spy to get information. Elegant Aubrey follows an orphan, getting sold out to a slave island, spending years there, found and then rescued by a noble, only to meet years later. Why Does Everyone Love Me is a reincarnation series, maybe. A child actress grows up being typecast as villains. Her stepmom kinda hates her, kinda ruins her career, she takes her own life, reincarnates as herself in a world where everyone loves her to an absurd degree. Timeline follows a girl getting into college to be a fashion designer. She's a bit socially awkward, becomes friends with a popular girl who later starts to date her crush, but seemingly only for social media engagement. The Law of Immutability follows a rich famous jerk. Dies on his birthday to a poor orphan he knew and seemingly unintentionally bullied during high school. Regressing back to when he was in high school, trying not to get the dude angry at him, but is honestly doing an awful job. Not the first time. It's about an orphan being adopted into a wealthy but toxic family, as she grows and breaks up with her boyfriend for reasons. Years later, they finally meet up, and he's still seemingly interested in her. Regression of the Yong clan's Heir is a regression series. Stay with me here. The edgy son of a sword sect hates his family. He gets married off to a merchant sect. His family is killed. He becomes an amazing but traumatized merchant. A dying martial arts master tries to place their soul in his body, but the body is stabbed while it's happening and he's thrown back in time. So in case you need an update,